What's up, fight fans, and welcome back to another Vegas Odds breakdown. Here, we're gonna break down Cage Warriors 145 on tap this Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on UFC Fight Pass. I'm your host, the Fight Ants, Garrett Kerman. With me, as always, is my man, Joe Danger. Jesse Hobson. How's it going, man?
You can call me whatever you want. Just don't call me late for dinner, as they say. We just broke down another fight card. We're here to break down another one and make you some money. Unfortunately, things did not go our way last week, but look forward, not behind. I still got a little face paint from Halloween. I don't want to move on just yet, so it is what it is.
But we got a great fight card over in London, England at the O2 Arena. The 145-pound strap is on the line. We got the interim champion Paul Hughes taking on the current champion Jordan Vucenic. It's going to be I'm actually looking forward to that. This is a rematch. The last time these guys fought, it was I think it was a very, very close split decision.
It was very close. I went back and watched it. It could have went either way.
Yeah, and I expect the exact same here. But this time, it's going to be for 25 minutes. So it's going to come down to who really wants it more, who really wants the belt. So I'm definitely looking forward to it. So with that said, let's start off on the first fight on the main card, which is in the light heavyweight division between Modestas Bukowski and Lee Chadwick. Right now, the line is set at minus 271 for Bukowski, and they come back on Chadwick plus 211. Who do you got?
Lee Chadwick looks like the old dude that hangs out at the tanning salon.
Yep.
That's weird. It's a weird look to go for, but whatever. Modestas should win, but who knows how he's going to look after that side kick to the knee. I'm assuming this fight is set up to test the waters, so be wary. I like Bukakis by decision. He went to decision with Michael Alagajuzik,
Michael Olajacek.
And he's leaps better than old Snapchat over here. So the only thing I would worry about is that leg. So I'm a little weary about betting this fight. I like him by decision. Yeah, we'll see if we have the same fighter. I think he's a very talented guy, and it's unfortunate what your boy did to him. But yeah, we'll see if he can get back in there.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's got a ton of promise. It was unfortunate the way he, his UFC career ended. He lost a split decision to Michael Olajacek in a fight that he arguably won. It is what it is. This is pretty much a setup fight as a setup fight could possibly be. They really want to get Bukowski back into the win column, give him some momentum, possibly let him fight again for the light heavyweight championship, win it again, get back to the UFC. I definitely think he's only 28 years old. He's still got time to grow, still got time to get back there. He showed that he's a really good striker. He's old, and like I said, 20 years old. He's going against Chadwick, who's 37 years old. I mean, he's got...
What's your Snapchat, bro? What's your Snapchat?
He's got 40, almost 50 fights. Mm-hmm. That's kind of insane. Yeah, give me Bukowski. As long as he, is back to form, even the slightest, he should get the job done. I mean, I've seen him, getting some work in. I've seen him, training hard ever since, getting surgery, trying to get back to form. He's looked in the best shape that he's ever been in. So I'm expecting the best version of Bukowski coming into this fight.
I know you in particular like to bet against people that do have.
I do, but I also like betting. But this is all. It's hard for me to do that when you're gonna take a shot on a guy that's 37 years old. He's got almost 50 fights, and 16 are losses. He got 16 losses there.
Yeah, and they're not. Some of those losses are not good competition.
Bukowski is a guy who's 28 years old, coming back from an injury, and this is his first injury, that major injury of his mixed martial arts career. So that's the only reason why I probably wouldn't, fade it here. But
and let's not forget he has the Zoolander look going on, with the blue steels. So it's difficult to bet against the blue steels. So
that is true. All right, our next fight up is in the lightweight division between Mehdi Ben Lockjar and Xavier Cedrus. Right now, Lockjar, I'm gonna say Mehdi because that sounds a lot easier. Mehdi is minus 203 to come back on Cedrus plus 163. Who do you got?
I like Lockjar It sounds like a punk band. The nearly 2-year layoff is a bit concerning for Mehdi, but he is definitely the better of the two fighters here. You got Xavier over here doing his best Nate Diaz impression in the photo, but he's far from the talent that is a Diaz brother. It also appears that Xavier losses are both split decisions, which is a bit odd concerning they were back to back and then a draw followed. Mehdi has heavy hands. Let's just hope he still has them. If he does, I'd assume he gets this KO and deals Cedrus his first KO loss. I like Mehdi bin Lockjar via KO.
I tend to have to agree with you here. He also trains out of, you didn't even touch base, trains at an MMA factory over in Paris, France, with Cyril Gane and Mavov as well. I think he's got the potential. He's definitely got the striking background. Training over at MMA factory, those guys are elite strikers. So you already know going in that he's going to be the far better striker between these two. Like you said, heavy hands. The only drawback is a long layoff. You really don't want to lay juice on a long layoff like that. But we had a long layoff in Bellator last week, and he came in and absolutely dominated. He's only 30 years old, so I don't think I don't know his age. I'm gonna look at that Cedrus, but I don't think he's that old. So I don't think the layoff is really going to be too much of an issue in this instance, because he's not someone who's 36, 38. He's got a ton of wear and tear. He's 5-0-1 as well. 4-0-1 in his last 5 fights. So I'm going to take Mehdi here. Like I said, minus 200 is a little steep for me, but he should get the job done via KO. Next up, we got a fight in the bantamweight division between Colin Laughlin and Luke Shanks. Right now, the line is set at Laughlin minus 172. The comeback on Shanks plus 142. Who do you got?
Before I get into that, I want to say that. So I looked up Mehdi's age, right? So it's not available on Tapology. It's not available on SureDog. I had to go to a foreign website, and they have it listed at 32. But it's a random in a different language website. So who knows if it's true? But either way, on to the show. This is another great fight on this banger of a card. Only thing not to like is you say his name's Lugren.
I think it's Laughlin. Laughlin.
Okay. The only thing I don't like is that Laughlin looks like every bully in every 80s comedy.
Yes.
But despite his dated haircut, I think that he is the side on this one. It's a really good test for him, as Shanks is solid competition, but I think Laughlin has the skills to get it done. Quick side note, Laughlin beat a guy that was 0-39. I mean, I get it. $20 is $20, but damn, bro, hang him up. I like Laughlin by decision here.
Yeah, I'm going to have to side with Laughlin as well. Granted, Shanks, I believe, was a former Cage Warriors bantamweight champion at some point, if I'm not mistaken. Fought the who's who of Cage Warriors. He's been in there for a while. I feel like even though he's coming off 2 back-to-back wins, I think his best days are behind him. Even at 27 years old, I feel like Laughlin's probably going to be the stronger of the two, the bigger of the two. I think he's going to be the one that has the heavier hands. I think he's just going to be able to outwork Shanks. Shanks has been outworked in the past, and I do think he's going to be outworked here as well. And he trains at a team, Kaoban in Liverpool, so I do think he's going to have some decent grappling there, because we know Darren Till used to train out of there. Mike Grundy trains out of there. So you get guys that really have some decent grappling there. I think Laughlin gets the job done.
Yeah, him and his sick haircut.
Yeah, no, I love the little buzz cut you got going on over there. All right, moving on. We got a fight in the welterweight division between James Sheehan and Jamie Richardson. The line is set at minus 152 for Sheehan. The comeback on Richardson plus 122. Who do you got?
Yeah, so right off the bat, Richardson, his image is a little deceiving. If you click that, he's a much larger man than that photo shows you there. Yeah, little different. Sheehan looks as if Ian Gary and Darren Till had a baby, and outside of Sheehan facing Gary, he hasn't really fought anyone worth note. And then also sometimes he loses, but Richardson has fought some decent competition, and I like his grit. I think Richardson has a shot at winning this by decision. Obviously, everyone's high on Sheehan just because of, I guess, he looks like Darren Till and Ian Gary, but I don't think that he'll be anything new for Richardson, and ultimately I'm siding with the underdog here. I think Richardson gets it done via decision, and it's going to be not necessarily one-sided. I think they're both going to have their moments, but I think Richardson is the side.
Definitely agree with you here. I've watched these two. I've watched more of Richardson. Faced far better competition, and Granted, I feel like I have to fade a guy that calls himself Jimbo Slice.
Yeah.
I feel like that's just a must. I mean, and then Richardson, he's got what, 3, almost 4 times the amount of experience. He's coming off back-to-back wins. He beat Leonardo Giannini, who was on the Contender Series, so that was a really good win. Definitely the best win between the two by a mile. You know, Richardson, he's got good stand-up. He could definitely make it a tough fight for Sheehan. This is definitely Sheehan's toughest fight to date. And we're talking about a guy that hasn't faced great competition. That means he's lost to bad competition. He already has 2 losses. So he's only a 7 pro veteran right now, and he's lost to bad competition. I think James Richardson is the best competition he's faced. Okay, sorry. Other than Ian Gary. Okay, sorry about that. Little tidbit. He lost to Ian Gary. But other than that, I think that Richardson's probably one of the better fighters that he's faced, and I'm gonna go side Richardson as the underdog here, plus 140 or something like that. Yeah,
125.
125, still not bad. I'm siding with him. Get a little dog money there because I know you people that watch love dogs, and we don't pick them all the time. So yeah.
I think that this is probably the most likely dog to come through on both LFA and Cage Warriors.
Yeah.
Like you said too, if you're a 6'3" white guy, you can't call yourself Jimbo Slice. You know, obviously he's not from like a large, like I don't know where he's not from, like Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? Like if he walked around Atlanta or Houston or Miami calling himself Jimbo Slice, he would get his ass whooped, bro. Like, I'm just not, it's just weird. Like,
moving on, we're up to our main event for the Cage Warriors Featherweight Championship. A rematch between Jordan Buchanich and Paul Hughes. Right now, the line is pretty damn even. Right now, Hughes minus 116 to come back on Buchanich minus 114. Who do you got?
Yeah, this has been a pick'em. As far as as soon as I saw the line, it's been a pick'em. So I think this is an incredible fight. You know, both guys are UFC ready. If they don't get the call up after this, you know, expect them to see in Tuesday Night Contender, you know, very soon. And looking back at the last time these guys fought, it really could have gone either way, as we pointed out earlier. I do lean toward Hughes, though, as I think he was in control a bit more, and I think that control will play a factor in this fight as well. Looking forward to it. I think we see a lot of that. Hughes wrestling at control should cancel out Vucenic's striking, and I assume we see Hughes winning by decision. I think he has the gas tank to get it done, and regardless of the outcome, I think that this is going to be a great fight. So even if you're not betting on it, you are the winner yourself, and both guys should be in the UFC soon, so why not tune in, you know, see some up-and-comers and, you know, get ready to bet on both of these guys on an upcoming Tuesday.
Definitely agree with you here. Extremely close fight. I definitely like watching both of these guys fight. I do think Hughes is a bit better on the mat. I think he's going to be able to utilize his grappling, his wrestling a bit better than Vucenic will be able to utilize his striking, because he's going to have to worry about defending takedowns. He's not going to be able to open up as much as he normally would, because he's going to have to be worried about overextending and getting put on his back. So I think that's going to take away from his striking. And then I think Hughes should be able to capitalize there, be able to get him against the cage, you know, take him down when it's a repeat, get some control time. And then over time, 25 minutes of having to defend takedowns, having to get back, it's going to be tough. And I expect Hughes to just bully him in there, just be the stronger of the fight of the two, and just wear him out over 25 minutes and capture and be the undisputed featherweight champion of Cage Warriors. But either way, win or lose, both these guys definitely deserve to be in the UFC. I'm expecting to see one, if not both these guys on the UFC platform at some point in their careers coming soon, probably within the next 1 to 2 years. Looking forward to it. This is a banger of a main event and a banger of a fight card. Definitely a little bit better than the LFA card that we just broke down. But either way, I'm definitely looking forward to this fight card.
Yeah, I just think there's more storylines. There's more on the line. A lot of these fighters have higher ceilings, if you will. You know, they're going places. A lot of the Brazilian fighters are going to Brazil. Right. So I like both cards have their ups and downs, but ultimately I would say that this is probably going to be the more entertaining of the two. But as you mentioned, this is during the day on Friday, so you could watch both potentially and win in both cases.
I definitely will be watching both very, very closely. I'm very looking forward to both fight cards. And yeah, that's what we got for you guys for this week's breakdown. Cage Warriors.
And we gave you a dog. We gave you we both agreed too.
Yeah, look at that. We both agreed on a dog. We both gave you a dog just because that's what you guys want. one. That's what we got for you guys for this week's breakdown. Cage Warriors 145 on tap, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on UFC Fight Pass. Before we go, I need you guys to head over to Vegas Odds YouTube channel, like this video, subscribe, and follow them on all social platforms. We will be back next week for more breakdowns and more money into your pockets.